Yo guys, I'm back with another Inside the Mind, and today's episode we're going to be looking at composure. How to stay composed is one of the most basic things in the game. You need to be composed at all times. But before we get into the video, just make sure you're subbed to the YouTube and you like this video. Anyway, listen, composure is not easy. It's a mental thing. The main thing about this game is you're going to have scripting, you're going to have DDA, you're going to have to fight against everything to win simple games. But the mental battle starts before the game even begins. You need to be mentally prepared for all the nonsense you're going to have to play all game long. Let me actually show you an example of me doing this exact thing. Listen, Champs is a very stressful and annoying game mode to play, and in this game, very early, I go 2 goals down. Immediately, most people would panic. They think, oh, I'm going to lose, the game's over, it's a nightmare. But look, you have to keep your thinking cap on. In these sorts of situations, it's so easy to get tilted and just let the game go. In this situation, look, all I did, I immediately went for an attack. Unfortunately, I didn't score. I don't know what happened with our precision shot there, but immediately I'm on the front foot. I'm not worried. I'm 2-0 down. Who cares? There's so much time in the game left. However, it depends on you. Are you willing to just keep going? Or are you going to give up? Put your hands up and say, it's over. I've given up. You need to mentally prepare to be 2-0 down. It's not easy to fight back from 2-0 down in any game, no matter what you're talking about. But the main thing with composure is it's a mental battle. You lose more games in your head before you even lose on the actual pitch. All in all, this was a very frustrating game for me. Bearing in mind, this is my second game on. I've just woken up and I'm already, you're not in the mood to play games. But I jumped on and this is my second game. The guy was literally just holding his DMs in a 4-2-1-3. And again, it all depends on how you react. I could have easily in this situation decided, you know what, it's game over. I can't be bothered. I don't want to fight back. But I kept my head screwed on and I kept going. That's the main difference between you and high level players. People give up way too easily. Pro players know even if they're 4-0 down, they can come back. And that's the type of mentality you need to have. Even if you're in a losing situation, you need to believe, even if you don't actually believe it, say to yourself, you can come back from this situation, you can win. And composure is one of those things where all it takes is one mistake and it's gone out of the window. You start dragging out your centre backs, you start fighting a little bit different, you play the game a little bit different. I'm telling you, stick to the fundamentals, stick to the basics, and a lot of your game, even when you're losing, will stay the same or even improve. I ended up getting into half time at 2-1 down, and I had so many opportunities to score, I just couldn't. Even here, I can't finish my dinner. And it's just one of those games, you keep trying, it doesn't hit. Usually I score these corners all the time, I'm red timing it. But I say, you know what, there's no worries, stay calm, do a special move to move him away, green time across goal. There was no need for me to green time it, but I did it anyway. But again, if I just mentally said, you know what, I've checked out, I can't be bothered anymore, it is what it is, that's when you start losing. Composure is just keeping your head. Mentally, this game is more than just you beating them on the pitch. You need to mentally beat the person as well. And that's the frustrating thing. People can't do that. And I'll show you in this game. I'll literally show you. Bearing in mind, I scored a good goal. I tried and I tried. And look at what happens there. Immediately after, he moves. Makanate steps away. And that's it. Game. What am I meant to do? He scored a goal just like that. And look, obviously I lost my head ever so slightly trying to go for a speed boost. And look at what happens here as well. I've gone from 2-2 in a game where I should have been winning from the very beginning anyway to this. Pay attention to Mata, right? What's just happened there then? And just like that, I put so much effort in to score. And just like that, he's made it 4-2. Genuinely, a lot of people would lose their heads there immediately. Literally immediately, they would have lost their heads. But look, I stayed calm and I kept going. Immediately, I kick off, I take my time and I move forward. Because that's what you have to do. The game's not going to stop for you. You have to keep going. And as a result of me keeping my head screwed on, all I did here, stayed calm, stayed composed. I took my time, one pass into Dembele, and it's an easy goal for me. We won't talk about the goal, but we'll talk about the fact that I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed my tactic. I haven't changed, I'm not chasing him with my attackers or my centre backs, moving out of the way for him. None of that. I'm pressing him the same way I was before. I stayed calm. And look, it's games like this that affect your entire weekend league. This is my second game, and I knew already mentally it was going to be a difficult forward few games after this, But I wasn't worried about that. It is what it is. I get lucky here, move my keeper. But at the end of the day, like I said, I haven't changed anything from this moment. And look, even here, I get a little bit of jam, a little bit of luck. Easy goal for me. But again, like I said, I stayed the same. I didn't try to rush my play. I didn't do anything special. I stayed cool. And a lot of people, they get so angry. They get so stuck up in, oh, the game's rigged against me. Let it be rigged against you. You have to be able to fight the game and the player. That's the one issue I have with this game. If it was an issue where the guy's just better than me, I'm more than happy to lose to a player. But if I lose to nonsense like that, the guy flung my Konate out of the way with Salah. How's that even possible? My Konate, my Tar has Bruiser Plus. How's this Salah just moved him out of the way like that? I don't enjoy losing to silliness like that. I don't mind losing to good players, but that's the main thing. Anyway, proceeding with the game, it was a simple situation where, although I was upset and annoyed, I could still keep my head on and I was still playing like normal. I'm not rushing anything. I'm taking my time, going backwards, holding L2 where it's necessary, and I'm just looking for an open. And I just wanted to go back half a second here. If you pay attention, I'm looking to make other people go on runs just to spread the play. So in this instance, look at what I've done, yeah? My right mid is there and I know she's going to tuck in, and I've made my right back go on a run. So now I've got an overload on that side. The main thing that does is it messes up the defensive AI so much. And look at what happens from here. I've got acres of space. Literally, I have 3 people occupying the right hand side, but he's dragged out his left back. And now look, even if I want to pass straight there, I can pass this to Dembele, and then I've got 2 passing options behind me. And look at what that does for me in this instance, right? I can go forward, speed boost after a skill, and it's so simple. That is the beauty of keeping your head. I end up winning this game, and I have another situation very similar to this where I was losing 2-0, I believe, and I came back and I beat the guy. And it's the same thing. I kept my head, I stayed calm, and look at what happens. You start switching things, you start doing things a little bit different. Obviously, I understand people will play different when they're in the lead anyway. Obviously, this guy could have held the ball when he was 4-3 up and made my life very difficult, but luckily, I got away with it. So here's the other game. I was 3-1 down, I just scored to make it 3-2, and the guy was playing a bit weird. He was doing whatever he needed to do, of course, to win. It's champs at the end of the day. But in this instance, if I had lost my head and just started attacking him, slide tackling, moving my centre backs out of the way, I easily could have lost this game and lost everything in champs, because that's how punishing it is this year, unfortunately. And look, staying patient helped me so much in this situation because look, I opened everything up and it was such a simple goal for me. You can't see it, but behind my head is my actual camera for the stream. Literally, I was so locked in, you don't understand. I was trying my best. And literally a couple seconds later, I score another simple, very simple goal. But again, like I said, keep calm. I was 3-1 down in the 75th minute and I end up winning 4-3. Stuff like this, you can't teach it. However, like I said, it's a mental battle. Everything you do, you need to stay calm, you need to stay composed, and slowly, you'll get to the point where you realize, you know what, it's not worth stressing about the game. It's not worth trying to fight everything and trying to be upset about stuff. Just like in real life, there's no need. If it's out of your control, for example, the DDA and scripting, why are you getting upset about that? That's the main thing. That's the main difference that I know and I've noticed in pro players and a lot of people that just play the game casually. You're going to get upset. You're going to get annoyed. And at the end of the day, the more you let this game annoy you, the harder it will become. Honestly, it's as simple as that. Do not let this game annoy you. That's the first and last thing I'll tell you. I'm telling you, do not let this game annoy you. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you did like it, make sure you drop a sub and like this video. And just so you know, I do stream on Twitch every single day. Also, drop me a follow on TikTok if you want more tips like this. Anyway, guys, take care.